All right, I've had huge response. Just been besieged with emails about the 90-day diet nutrition program that I have put together. Uh, yeah, here's the deal. First of all, things that you need to know. Because of the outpouring and some of the stories that I've gotten, because I announced it's going to be a limited number of people that I can work with, and it really is. It's not bull. It honestly is. I can only work with like 10 people, tops. So with that consideration and the position some of these people are in as far as financially and how important it is and critical it is to some of these folks that they lose this body fat. I mean, some of the stories are pretty sincere. They seem that way anyway. I'm touched by it. So these folks, and you don't have to send me a story, just know this, that I've lowered the price, I've reset the price on the thing because I literally can't do it any cheaper. There's no way I can do it. If I were to do it any cheaper, you're not going to get the same result out of it because I won't have the ability to dedicate the time to it. I just won't be able to do it. If I could do it that way, you know, if I could do it without charging anybody anything, I would. And maybe one day I would be able to do that. I don't know. But to be quite frank, it isn't looking that way, you know, the way things have been progressing. So I'm just trying to jumpstart something here and get it moving. You know, maybe the Arnold will put us out there more. Maybe it'll make things a little bit more fluid for us. I don't know. And once we have this money that's tied up in that right now, which I'm not sure if it was a good move or a bad move. I mean, I think we'll get it back. But in the meantime, there's a lot of people out in the cold that could have benefited from that same money. But it's an investment. It's an investment, so I'm hoping for a bigger return and to get the name out there so that more people become aware of what we're trying to do, you know, and attract a bigger audience and be able to find more people like you. So know that I've lowered the price to make it affordable, at literally as low as I can make it. And the second thing to know is you can go to the website, www.gorillawithacause.org, okay, and go to the store section that's under more, you know, on the front page. And you'll see the option for it. There's a description of it, a brief description of some of what it's going to include. And you can click on it there and purchase it. As soon as you purchase it, I'll be notified that you purchased it, and we'll go from there and get this thing going, get the party started, so to speak. But here's what I need you to do. Number one, you've got to have a heart rate monitor. That's mandatory. You're going to have a heart rate monitor. Anything else is possible. You may need something else, but absolutely you got to have that. Number two, you have to be, and you have to do this very openly and honestly. You can't be self-conscious just because you're going to be thinking about it, which is going to be hard not to do. I need you to track your diet for the next couple of days. I know, you jump in, you want to get started, you want to get your feet wet and get in the water, but you can't yet. You can't yet. If you want to have the best result possible, I need to know where you're at right now. I need to have some basis of where you are right now. So what I need you to do is write down every crumb that you eat for the next couple of days. Okay? You have to keep track of it. You don't have to keep track of. All I need to know are weights, measures, you know, and what the hell it is you're eating. That's pretty much what I need to know, and I can go with the rest of it from there. I can figure the rest out, feel it out from there. Because, my opinion, any diet, if you want optimum results, you're going to tweak it. You're going to tweak it as you go. If you want optimum results, you're going to have to tweak it as you go. But we don't want to start way out in left field, which most likely we're not. We wouldn't anyway, even if I didn't have this information. But all this is going to do is increase the amount of potential that we have, you know, to hit it on the correct mark and to get off on the right foot with this thing as best as possible. You know what I mean? We're trying to do the best we can. We're not just trying to be good enough. You lose a few pounds, you know, real quick right off the top, you start losing weight, you're satisfied, I think everything's good. No. That's not what this is about. This is about 90 days, we're going to transform your life. 90 days. Now, people say that all the time, but here's the thing. I want these 10 people at the end of the 90 days, I want them to post. I want them to come on in the comment section and tell their experience. I want them to tell the whole world, you know, because we are going to, out of 10, odds are all 10 out of 10 are going to have extreme success in 90 days. But here's what that's dependent upon. It's dependent upon you doing and holding up your end. You have to hold up your end. Okay, you can have the best directions in the world, all right? But if you're not going to start the car and start driving, you're not going to get there. You understand what I'm saying? If you're trying to get somewhere, you're trying to drive somewhere, you have a destination in mind, you can have all the greatest, instructions and everything in the world, the best GPS going. But if you're not going to start the motor and you're not going to step on the gas, right? And you're not going to do the things you're expected to do, you have to have gas in the car, et cetera, you're not going to get there. So you have to actually still do the work, right? And what I mean by all that? Well, when I take the information that you give me based on a few days, a couple of days of you trying to keep track, and don't cheat, just because you're watching it and tracking it, you're only going to cheat yourself. If you don't worry about what it looks like to me. I've seen it all, done it all. I've eaten shit that you wouldn't probably ever even eat. I eat much worse than most of you people have before. So odds are, at some point or another. So don't feel, embarrassed about any of it. If it's bad, it may not even be that bad. It may not be as bad as you think. And then again, it might. I want you to write down everything you eat. Don't want you to be tempted to, clean it up a little bit because you're thinking about it, thinking, this is going to be on your mind. You're going to say, I don't know if I should eat that. I'm keeping track of this now. It's not. No. If you would normally eat it, you eat it. Because you know what? Showtime's right after this. We're going to get moving along, and you ain't going to be able to eat that shit like that, just as you please. So go ahead and eat what you would normally eat. Enjoy it, because these are the last couple of days. Write every crumb down. It'd be as exact as you can, and I'm going to need that information. From that information, I'm going to sit down, figure out where you're at, where we need to be, where we're going to start, and I'm going to get that diet to you. And we're going to Skype. And we're going to sit down and have to have the ability to Skype with me. We're going to sit down and Skype, and however, I don't care how much time it takes, hour, whatever. We're going to sit down and talk about the diet that I've put together for you. And any questions you may have, anything you're unsure of or not clear on, we're going to make sure that it's bang on, very clear, and you have a superb understanding of what, when, how, and why. And then you apply it. You just do it. First time you do cardio, you got to have your monitor on. You're going to do as I tell you to do, and I need to be able to Skype with you then as well. So if you do cardio at home, you can still use your tablet or computer, whatever the hell you use, laptop. But if you have to go to a gym somewhere and do your cardio, you need to have the capability, I guess, I'm not that tech savvy, you need to have the ability to Skype with me on whatever mobile device you might have, smartphone. I don't even have a smartphone. I have an old school flip phone with large buttons, so that my big fat fingers can hit them without standing there all day trying to dial a number because I can't hit the numbers correctly. Anyhow, I don't need it, you need it. I got a computer, I can be at that. So that's how we're going to start it. Then I'm going to do that cardio session with you, so there won't be any doubt that you know what effective cardio is to me, and that's what you're to do. That's what you're to do every time. Okay? Now, the amount of time may change, and it will, but you're going to know what I expect you to do. As long as you fulfill expectations and hold up your part of the agreement, we're going to thrive with this. All right, so that's what you need to do. You go to the site. If you want to do it, you purchase the diet. All right, they will notify me. Then, as soon as you purchase the diet, start keeping track of what you're eating. Okay, and write it all down. You need a couple of days, not just a one-off fluke day. A couple days, so I can get it. I don't need to know. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be, but it's going to be good enough. But I have to have something. All right, we can go in there blind if you want, but it's your coin. So is that what you want to do? So do what I tell you to do. Write the diet down. Write what you're eating down. Get it to me. Once we got that, I'll put a diet together. It's not like I do it in 5 minutes. I'll also talk to you about what you like to eat, what you don't like to eat, if you have any food allergies, et cetera, et cetera. Then we'll put the diet together. Then we're going to sit down Skype, iron it all out, smooth it all over, and you're going to start to apply it. And then your first cardio session, we're going to do a Skype again, and we'll proceed from there. And we're going to be prepared to alter the diet, change the diet, switch things up, whatever we got to do once we see what kind of effect that it has on your body. All right, that's where we're at. That's what we're going to do right now. There have been some guys that got a hold of me that want to do build more muscle and other stuff. Well, here's the deal. I want guys or gals that need to lose body fat. If you're really fat and you ain't happy about it, and you've tried a lot of things and it ain't worked, this is what you're going to do, and this is what's going to work. I'm not saying you're going to lose everything you need to lose in 90 days, but at the end of 90 days, the things you learn about you and your body, your individual body, and nutrition, and diet, and cardio, all those things are yours to keep. That information will stay with you until you lose your mind, your mental faculties. You can no longer, recall it. So you should be able to run with the ball after 90 days. If you can't, we'll work something else out. Once we're rolling, it'll be less money, of course, because I don't have to go through all that initial setup shit. It's still a good bit of work. It's more than you think on my end. What else do we got to go over here really quickly? I don't know, but that's what I want to work with. Now, as far as retaining muscle, we're out to retain muscle, and that's how I design my diets, to work with even people that are obese. Okay? We are going to retain as much muscle as we can, and we may even build some muscle. We most likely will build some muscle to keep it real. So that's where we're at with it. And that way, as the fat comes off, you're going to look better than if you hadn't made any moves towards trying to retain muscle, or hadn't had that as an interest. Okay? So if you're interested, give it a try. If you're not interested, it doesn't hurt my feelings. If you still have questions, you can welcome to email me, whatever. I'll still get to you. I've been answering questions since day one. I've been advising people about diet all along, and training and cardio and all this shit. And I'll keep making the videos, and everything is there in the video anyway, in the videos in totality. And I'll still do all the other shit, but I'm not going to be able to spend the time. This is going to be much more intimate and specifically designed for the individual. All right, and it's a personal challenge to me that every one of you folks that I work with, we're going to make it happen. So that's where we're at right now. Right now, I want to work with the people that are going to get the biggest bang, the most improvement in quality of life from reducing their body fat. That's the people I want to work with right now as a whole. And so if you're ready to do that, summer's coming sooner than you think. You could have a new body. You could have a new life. Resources are here if you want to take advantage of it. And if you don't or you can't, that's still fine. I most definitely just appreciate your support and just being part of Gorilla with a Cause, and hopefully maintaining the no bystander, mentality. All right, that's it. Let me get back on to making some cool videos about training this weekend. I think some stuff like that. I think I'm gonna do some things like that. I think I'm gonna do something on deadlifting out in the garage with you. I'll be back in a bit.